I just want to welcome you all here. My name is Leslie Kretzinger, and I am the Director of Communications here at Gainesville ISD. I have been here for 4 years and in another district prior to that for 3. So I've been in school PR here total for 7 years. It's been a great experience here at GISD. So I'm excited to be able to welcome you to this call today. Like I said, if you'll just stay muted, if you have any questions during our initial presentation, which will be about 20 to 30 minutes, but it will honestly fly by. Just pop it into the chat box and we can answer it for you there. And at the end of the call, we will go into two breakout rooms where it'll give a little bit of a better chance for us to have some small group discussion. And that is when you can have the floor, ask any questions that you may have to the staff that are in the breakout room with you. So that's how it's going to kind of go. I'm going to introduce you to who is on the call today from the district side. We have Miss Lucretia Stilley. She is our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. We also have Mr. David Glancy. He is our high school principal. He's been there for a couple of years now. We also have our junior high principal, Miss Krista Beal. And we also have Ms. Tia Scott. She is an instructional coach, which currently serves a couple of different campuses here. And we also have Dana Dudenhafer. She is an instructional coordinator here with the district as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If Ms. Steely, you are a Gainesville native, you recently moved back here, why don't you tell the educators on the call a little bit about our district?
So our district is, Gainesville's located 30 miles north of Denton. We are about 7-8 miles from the Oklahoma border, hour and a half from Dallas-Fort Worth area. So you can pretty much get to the city for a day trip, come back. We have a good location. There are plenty of things around us. Gainesville's growing. We have WinStar, which is not even 15 minutes probably to get to the door from us. Lots of fast food chain restaurants now, as well as our local restaurants. So we've got a lot to offer here. We have times where we'll have a summer sounds in the summer and a farmer's market. They do movies, outdoor movies for the kiddos. We have also at the market, there are food trucks for people to go out and hang out, just lots of different things. So it's really growing. It's changed a lot, but very centrally located, where if you were having to commute from Denton, it's an easy commute. Again, just right up 35 up north.
Yeah, I like to tell people our size is the best size community you could have. It's the perfect size. There's lots going on. So tell us a little bit more about our students and our population here.
So we are a 100% free and reduced district. So if any of you are on the teacher, forget the grant program, but if you have to work in a Title I school, then Gainesville's the place. We have 6 campuses, a Head Start campus. We have our Edison is pre-K through 1. And Chalmers 2 through 4. Chalmers and then Lee is 5 through 6, junior high 7, 8, and high school is 9 through 12. And as you come into Gainesville, you're greeted by our nice looking high school right to your left if you're coming north. And our total enrollment district-wise is over 3,100 students, 3,000 students.
Very good. Now, Lucretia, you've ran the full gamut here as far as coming back to Gainesville. Tell us a little bit about your journey that brought you back here and why you chose to come back here or come to Gainesville. Yeah. So
I was born and raised here, came back after my first year of college. I worked as a paraprofessional in the district. After that, I received my teaching certificate. And at that time, there was not much to do in Gainesville for young adults. So I really felt I needed to leave for me, and I wanted to experience the whole big city just because I'd been in Gainesville the whole time. So now that I've had that opportunity, I've had children, it's time for me to come back and just be able to educate students who I am related to or friends, but to come back home and give to my community, I've given so much to others, and now I just feel that I need to be a part of my own community. It's been a great full circle for me. I just moved back a year and a half ago, and I have not regretted one day of it. So I'm glad to be back home. It's a great place.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you here as part of our team again. Now, Mr. Glancy, you have not always been here in Gainesville, but you chose to come here. Tell everyone on the call what brought you here to Gainesville and kind of what different roles you have served while you've been here.
Right. Well, I was a Spanish teacher for 12 years down the Metroplex, mostly Cedar Hill, Keller, and Northwest ISD. But I did get my administrative certification and jumped at the opportunity to come up here to Gainesville. One, I like the challenge. Ms. Stilley talked about it being a Title I school. But more so, we have so many high achieving students. And so the challenges, they're working with Title I students, but at the same time, pushing kids forward and that opportunity to really see growth and change in students' lives and really be able to impact them. And so for me, this is more of a mission than a job. And it's something I haven't regretted. This is now my 12th year here, served as both the middle school and high school principal during my time here. And then just from a lifestyle perspective, my son's now sixth grader and spent all his years here in GISD. I can go home, live out in the country, go home, mow the pasture with with a tractor, or minor conveniences up Sherman, Den's not more than 25 minutes away. So it's just been a great place for me to raise my family, for us to settle down in.
Great. Thanks, Dave. We're glad to have you here. I did not realize it had been 12 years. That's incredible. Krista, what about you? What brought you here to Gainesville?
We moved to Gainesville about 7 years ago. I taught in the district for a couple of years, finished my master's degree and got my principal certification. And then I went into the role of a dean. And after that, opportunity to be an assistant principal, actually to Mr. Glancy here at the junior high school. And then when he transitioned to the high school last year, I was given the opportunity to be the principal of this school. And so that for our family, it was a great decision for us because we'd been in the Metroplex and big 6A schools, which we loved. But the travel and the amount of time we were away from our children, who were all teenagers when we moved to Gainesville. We had a senior, a freshman, and a sixth grader. It was just a great time to get back that hour and a half of travel every day, to have his family time and to be able to slow down and reconnect as a family at a crucial time in teenagers' lives. And my oldest two are thrilled and proud Gainesville High School graduates and love the city of Gainesville and grateful that we did this for them. We love Gainesville. This has become our home now for 7 years, and we love the community. We love the opportunity to volunteer and help. There's lots of different programs and things that we participate in, and that's really filled our bucket, as well as being in the school district. I'm like Mr. Glancy. I see it as a mission, and I love the opportunity to see students progress and succeed. And that is my goal every day.
That's awesome. I love both your stories, just so different, but yet so similar as to why you're here and why you stay here. I want to hear from both of you. If you'll both share, we'll start with Krista since you're up next. What exactly are you looking for when you're looking for your ideal teacher candidate or someone to join your staff over there at junior high?
An ideal candidate for me is someone who is passionate about helping students be successful. I've recently come up with this idea. I call it the 80-20 rule, that 80% of what I look for in a candidate is that they are committed to forming relationships with their students, to having that efficacy and belief that every student will succeed and will do whatever it takes to make them succeed. And then 20% the content knowledge, because we've got a fantastic curriculum instruction department with instructional coaches on our campuses, multiple, that are experts in their content, as well as teachers that are experts in their content that can support and help grow the teachers if they're struggling with that area. But we can't teach you how to love our kids and have that passion. So that's got to be shining for me, that you are committed, that you see this as a calling for you and something that you want to make a difference in kids' lives.
Very true. One of the recent teachers of the month, she said in her interview, she said, if the kids see that you don't want to be there and that you're not happy to be there and happy to see them, then they're going to feel that as well. So that's exactly true. And that was one of your teachers. So yeah. I believe that wholeheartedly. Dave, what about you? What kind of candidate are you looking for at the high school when you're looking at teacher profiles?
Yeah, totally agree with what Ms. Beal said too. I just need teachers that are all in it for the kids. As a high school, you're in a small community. You're part of the center of that community. And I don't need teachers going to be here from 8 to 4. I need the ones that are going to be involved, come watch them in their activities, maybe want to sponsor something besides teaching their content area as well. Just be all about the kids, and really enjoy being here with them.
Very good. Now that's from the administrator side. Now, Tia, you we haven't got to know a lot about you yet, or we know, but the educators on the call do not. Tell us a little bit about your journey to GISD and what brought you here in your journey there.
Okay. Well, my journey here, I was an educator for 14 years in the classroom, and it was kind of like a slow progression south. I'm actually a Gainesville native. I grew up here. I graduated here. But and once I graduated college and entered the teaching profession, it's like I slowly migrated south. I worked in Louisville, I went to Dallas, Cedar Hill, and then I just started to migrate back up this direction, just no other reason than just seeking out quality school districts. Like I said before, I grew up in Gainesville. I had moved back a few years ago when I got married, and the first year here, actually, I didn't bring my kids didn't enroll in school here, and they were commuting back and forth with me. And then when I kind of decided, well, I kind of want to come back home. I've seen Gainesville going through some transitions, and they were doing some great things. And I initially enrolled my kids here, and then I started seeking out a position that essentially would work for me. I always had the mindset that I'd probably never leave the classroom, but once I had gotten my master's in curriculum a few years ago, I decided, it's probably time to do something with it. And they were had a position open for an instructional coach. We are also called instructional facilitators, and I just decided to apply. Since I was back here and my kids were going to school here, I figured it was time for me to essentially become fully invested in where I stayed and give back to where I grew up. And so my role as an instructional facilitator is kind of it's essentially for teacher support is my main role. I know a lot of places that I've been, they say it about, trying to retain teachers and support teachers, but they don't fully invest in the teachers that they have there as far as wanting to keep them. And I just say that from personal experience. So being in this role and just seeing how Gainesville wants to invest in the teachers, because in turn, those teachers will invest in our students, is what my role is here for. I'm like, kind of like individualized PD for teachers, whether they're brand new teachers to the classroom or brand new to the district. We also offer support to those seasoned, experienced teachers that, they're looking to maybe change up things or even spread around their expertise of knowledge to other people, not just in their content, but as far as their team, their level.
Tia, what would you say, since you've been here a year now at the school district, what would you say you love the most about working here at GISD?
Initially, because I'm someone I have a lot of reservations or apprehension about change. What I initially loved when I got here is that I felt real welcome. I mean, yes, I know that I grew up here and I knew some people, but I had been gone for almost 20 years before I came back, and just kind of feeling right at home, feeling like I had a voice, like people were actually, listening to what I had to say as far as giving my opinion or thoughts about things. And just kind of being on the same page of people that kind of had that growth mindset. I mean, we think about Gainesville being a small town with a small homey feel. And yes, it is like that. But we have a lot of students that in the demographics that have some big city problems here. And just being able to work with people and collaborate with other colleagues that kind of have the same mindset as you as far as taking the initiative and doing what's best for the students they serve and best for also the adults, the teachers, the staff, the administration in the building. That's kind of why I've chose to stay here.
Very good. No, she talked a little bit about the supports that you have as a teacher. Well, she's not a classroom teacher, but she's one of those supports. Ms. Steely, can you talk a little bit more about all the supports that we do offer our teachers? We can all say that we want every teacher to grow and build and become the best teacher that they possibly can be. So talk a little bit about those supports that we do offer our classroom teachers.
So we do have the opportunity for our teachers who are new to the district. We do pair you up with someone, with a mentor from the campus, so that you can just learn about the district, different things that we do within the district. So if you have questions, there's always someone to go to. For our brand new teachers with 0-year experience, we provide mentors to them as well. And then they have that campus mentor, and we also have the new teacher academy. So all the new teachers come together once a month from across the district, and we have certain sessions that we provide each month, and they're all timely and will support you in what you are dealing with during that month. Also, we have our coaches, what Tia was talking about. She gave a great explanation pretty much of how we support our teachers. And to know that that support comes from the first day of school. I mean, we're in there, we're ready to help you however we possibly can. And we are only there for growth. We're not there as an evaluative person. And we do support all teachers from 0 year to 30 years. It doesn't matter. We feel that, we're all in this to grow and learn. And that should be our total mindset. But we are totally supportive. If you are struggling with something, you could tell the coach or the principal, and we will make sure that we're back in there to help you. If it takes 2 or 3 of us to help co-teach whatever the need is, we're in there, and we're gonna be there for you. Also, it's just that time to grow those relationships with people, to let you know that we are truly there to help support you. We're not just saying that to get you in. You'll see us in and out of your classrooms. You'll have me in and out of there. The coaches, the coordinators, the superintendent. And we're not there to say, oh, they're bad, get them out. We're there to say, how can we help? This is what I saw. This is what we can work on. We have walkthroughs that we will have as well, where we bring a team in. And when we're doing that, we're just trying to get a collective idea as far as the campus and the district. What are our needs? What do we need to work on?
Very good. I think that's all. It's always here to support and not an I gotcha moment. The kids are used to it too. They're used to having administrators and coaches and everybody in the room. It's just part of how we do things here at Gainesville, and it's all for the betterment of the instruction. No, Krista and Dave, I think too, you can agree that on the administrative side for your campus level, that's the same. Y'all are in the classrooms quite a bit. Dave, let's start with you as far as what kind of that support that the administrators, you and your assistant principals, give at your campus to your teachers. Are you there, Dave? Oh.
I'm new to the Zoom thing.
Right.
No, it's that's one thing that I'm probably most proud of our administrative team, is how much they're in the classroom supporting students. Students see in the classroom that they don't blink twice seeing an administrator in there. So it really helps the flow of the classroom. We talked about the instructional coaches. They do a fantastic job, and they coach everybody from my top veteran teachers to all the way down to our first year teachers as well. So you get support all throughout the gamut of the staff.
What about you, Krista?
Well, we like to be in classrooms often. If you're new to our campus, you're probably going to see me or my assistant principal in your classroom at least weekly. And that's, again, not a gotcha. That's a way of supporting you and providing feedback. And then we love to visit and talk about what we're seeing. And if we feel that you might have a need, we can talk and work with your coach as well. We all try to be on the same page and be focusing on what your goals are and what you're working towards. We also try to have an open door policy. And I know lots of administrators say that, but this year we tried something where we put a blank calendar outside my office, and teachers can come by and sign up anytime they want to have a meeting with me that works for them and my schedule. So That's been very successful this year, where people have come in and been able to visit, share things that are concerns, or even just talk about ideas they have, because it's all collaborative and it's all with the mindset of growing.
Very good. Now, Tia, you have a little bit of a different perspective on that because you are one of those supports. You are one of those people that help. What would you say, do you see as the best support that we offer, that you see the biggest return on investment with our teachers?
I would say with our teachers, it's about the open communication, really. And also we try to provide them with a little bit more relevant training. And because a lot of people, or a lot of teachers per se, and I was even one of them, a lot of times I would spend a good amount of PD days or prior to the school year starting days just attending training that I couldn't directly apply in my classroom. And so I think the biggest lever that we've had is offering that individualized training. And it's not just in areas where teachers need to improve. It might be in areas where they want to try out a new instructional strategy. And we are open to those, to offering support and things like that. So, and just with those more relevant individualized training and just an open door policy, like Ms. Beal stated, as far as being able to bounce off ideas or just have a listening ear, or, just someone that's kind of like a think partner.
Very good. Now,
And
sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was also going to say, because I know we talk a lot about the growth mindset, or teachers, putting forth that extra effort. Some teachers may not want to move up, but there are opportunities to where if you just want to be more involved in how you impact your classroom, you don't necessarily have to be on a committee because you're aspiring to go into administration. You could be on a mentor teacher or on the leadership team, or be an involved member of our E3, which is our Empowering Educators grant, just to help impact instruction in your classroom. And, when you're impacting instruction in your classroom, you're affecting a broad number of students. And when you're doing that or helping out your team, you may not have the goal of moving up, but just to being able to share and collaborate and do what's best for your colleagues and for the students that you serve. So there are several different avenues that you can take. And all of those are fostered here within Gainesville.
That's very true. I think that's a good time for Dana to chime in here. She has kind of stepped through many different roles within the district. So Dana, just tell us a little bit about what you do now and kind of what you did to get there, your pathway to get to where you are now.
So I've been with the district 20 plus years, and I really started as a teacher and really never saw myself going any further than that. I wanted to stay connected with the kids. But Gainesville is one of those places where if you have leadership potential, it's going to be noticed. You'll know the assistant soup's name. She'll know your name. Same thing with Dr. Stewart. He'll know who you are. It's just, you get that small town feel, but yet we have a lot of innovative and really good things going on instructionally. So you'll get noticed, and we have several avenues where that leadership potential can be utilized. So I was in the classroom, became an instructional coach for 4 years, and then became an instructional coordinator. And through that, I've been helping manage a grant called the Empowering Educators to Excel grant. And it's exactly like the name states, and it's empowering the educators. So a lot of PD comes from that top down kind of approach. And with the grant, we're learning that we are our best kept secret, is that what's happening in other classrooms, we're just trying to collaborate, knock down walls. We use a very positive approach to finding things. So not deficit approach, not deficit model, but looking for those positive things that are going on in other rooms, and how can we leverage that in other areas that are giving us some challenges and barriers. So it's a really great grant, and it's really helped us see that we have a lot going on within ourselves, and we're just trying to grow and learn from one another. And that's been one way that there's tons of leadership opportunities within that you'll be able to explore.
Very good. And I just want to go into a little bit more detail about that, the E3 grant, the Empowering Educators to Excel. This picture that you're seeing right now was at one of those conferences. We were one of only 5 school districts in the nation, only in 4 states to receive that grant, and it's a 5-year grant. So it really has just put our professional development into overdrive, and we're seeing tremendous benefits from it now, starting into our 4th year of that grant. So, and Dana's very involved with that as the coach for that particular portion of it. So, another thing that came out of that as well was the initializing these onboarding teams. Ms. Dilly, I'll let you talk a little bit more about that, but this basically, it's we want to keep good teachers once they come here, but we want to welcome the brand new teachers whenever they come to the district. So I'll let you talk a little bit more about that, Lucretia.
So our onboarding teams were formed last year. This was something that an idea that we did get from Jill, who's also on this call, and from the grants. So it's been a great addition to our recruiting. We have someone on each campus. There's a team of teachers on each campus who are considered our onboarding team. And so once you sign your contract and come on board with Gainesville, you'll receive a call from one of the members of the team just welcoming you to the district and there to answer any questions that you may have. So questions may come up in the summer, and you can feel free to reach out to the onboarding team. They have gone over and beyond. Some have gone shopping for teacher supplies with the new hire. Also, just helping find a place to stay here in Gainesville, or if you just need someone to drive you around town, so you'll know where to go, what's available to you. They're there for anything. They will also meet with you up at the school and show you things. And we laugh about how you don't realize they all have ice machines. And so you have to have a certain cup, hold it a certain way for the ice to work. So little things like that. And just even the copy machine, some have codes, some don't have codes. So the little things that you'd be like, okay, I need to know this and I don't have anyone. They're that other person to call. So that just gives you more support when you come in. Also, because now you've got your mentor who you can call upon, you have your team that you can call, and also the members from the onboarding teams. But so often you get hired in April or May, and then we don't see you again until August, and you come in really not knowing anyone. So this just gives that opportunity to let you come in at ease. You already know people from your team, or at least the onboarding team, and you're just ready to get started, and that apprehension has gone out the door. So we just hope that that's another way to make you feel comfortable and welcomed to the district.
Tia, I'm curious, have you seen that from the campus level about how this, which you probably were a part of that as well, you were new this last year, so about how those onboarding teams, are they working for the new teachers?
Yes, I thought I didn't know they were called onboarding teams initially. I thought that everyone was kind of just very friendly, but I realized that some of them were on the onboarding team because they reached out, or when we initially came back a couple of weeks early, they would invite me to go to lunch, make me feel a little bit more at home. And because I was on multiple campuses, it was good to know that there were particular people that were on the onboarding teams that I could reach out to if I had some of those questions about what's the code to the copy machine, or since I might not have had an established office, where can I go to have a quiet space, or who is responsible for this. So those onboarding teams make you feel more welcome and at home, and help ease that transition, because we feel very overwhelmed even if we're not brand new. I wasn't brand new when I started here, but I felt very overwhelmed just coming into a new environment, meeting new people, and they made that transition very easy. And a lot of the other new teachers that were responsible for getting things ready in their classroom have given them a lot of kudos for helping them out as well.
That's good. That's fun to see. Now we're running short on time, so I'm going to give a couple of you a chance to share just why you think someone on this call, a person looking to come to GISD, why you think they should come here. Krista, let's start with you. Why do you think someone should consider coming to GISD?
You want to make a difference in children's lives, and you want to feel that what you do is worth something, come to Gainesville. We're all in, all of us together. We don't close our doors and do our own thing. It's 100% what's best for kids.
Dana, what about you?
I'd agree with Krista. Make a difference in a child's life, and not only that, when you come to Gainesville as an educator, you get such an opportunity to work on your craft as an educator to make the largest impact possible in those kids' lives. So, absolutely, just come to Gainesville to be the best version of yourself.
Very good. Okay, Dave, we'll finish up with you before we go into breakout rooms. Why do you think someone should consider coming here?
It's part of the innate reason why you became an educator in the first place is to change kids' lives and to help them out. And boy, you don't have any more better opportunity than you have here at Gainesville.
Very good. Agree with every single one of you. So now we're going to go into breakout rooms. It'll just be our last 10 minutes. And then you'll be just randomly assigned to one of these two groups, whether it's junior high or high school. But you'll be in one of them. So then we'll come back in the last after 10 minutes, excuse me, and wrap up. So when you get the notification to join a breakout room, if you'll just do that. And then okay, I think we're all back in now. I just wanted, got brought up. I know we're short on time, but it got brought up in our breakout room. So I wanted to give Mr. Glancy an opportunity to touch a little bit more about our dual credit is so prevalent at our high school. And we start, I mean, I'm sure Krista mentioned it earlier, we start pre-AP and we start those kind of classes in junior high too. So can you talk a little bit about dual credit, Dave, just a couple minutes to let everybody know about that program?
Okay. We had students today taking the TSI. Once they've taken the TSI, they qualify to take dual credit. They can start as a freshman. And we work very close with North Central Texas College, NCTC. Some of their professors actually come on the campus. This year we set a record. We have 5 students getting associate's degrees here in the middle of May with NCTC. And it's just not the academic side. We also do for example, welding classes, cosmetology. We have kids coming out as certified welders, machinists, really provide a true CCMR models is what we're running here. And it's all due to our relationship with NCTC.
Yeah, it's literally across the street from the high school. So it's a great asset
Right.
to have. So I just wanted to thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any future questions, shoot us an email, any one of us, and we can help you out with that. But I just really wanted to thank you for taking your time to come meet with us today. And bottom line is we need you more. We know that whatever school district you're in, whatever community that you're in, they need you and you're doing a great job where you're at. But we really want you to consider coming to GISD because our kids really do need you. And as a district, we need you more than wherever you're currently at. So again, thank you all for coming. And you can apply for a position like it was brought up earlier, a pool position or a current position that may be open. Please apply for that. Like I said, if a position is not open now, they're considered all under the pool applicant, and that's where we will go to as soon as a job does open up. So thank you again. We look forward to seeing you again, and have a great day.